Hello and welcome back to Mr. Moose Models. As you can see, I'm still in the cave. I haven't been kicked out yet, although I keep on being told by the wife that's going to happen imminently. And I do sometimes get to come in here from time to time. Not as much as I'd like to, not as much as I used to, but certainly enough to come and do a little bit of work from time to time on the odd kit. So I thought, seeing I hadn't done an update for a couple of months, I'll take the opportunity whilst my two lovely girls, my wife and my daughter, are out. I'll take the opportunity to fire up the camera and sort of have a bit of a chit chat and let you know what we've been up to. So I'm going to follow the sort of usual sort of format that I have for these updates. Have a little bit of a talk of what additions have been to the stash. I did say there wasn't going to be any more, but yeah, they happen. I'm also going to have a little bit of a show of books that I bought recently, because I'm quite happy sort of buying those because I can carry on reading them, despite the fact that once I lose a cave I won't necessarily be able to model. I should be able to read. Some completions, which is quite astonishing. I've actually managed to finish some kits, and also work in progress on the kit, and just a general chit chat as always. So, additions to the stash, we'll start there. I think my last update was in April, so there's been a few things that I've added onto the stash, and in April I showed you some books that I bought up at the Shropshire Model Show with Carswell, with the idea being that, okay, I might not be able to carry on modelling easily because of lack of space, but I should be able to carry on reading. So, what have I been buying? Well, I bought 3 World Air Power journals at the Carswell Model Show, and I've carried on buying a few more. You can find these quite cheap on eBay. I think there's a store there called World of Books, I think it is, and they sort of do these down at relatively decent prices. We're talking like £2 to £4 for a book with free delivery, so it'd be rude not to. So I've got a few of those. So this one here is the World Air Power Journal volume 30. It says autumn for 1997. This covers the Prowler, the Frogfoot, the Tornado, so it's quite in depth. I do like these books. I find them very good quality, nice reference photos. So that's the first one I got, volume 30. I then got volume 31, because that carries on the Tornado, and as you know, I'm a bit of a Tornado fanboy. I then got, this is a hardback, volume 32, and this finish up with the Tornado, but also talks about the Harrier GR7, so quite happy with that. I've got volume 36. This one's mainly on the F16, the recent F16s, block 40s and later. So there's some nice reference photos there, which I've got a few F16 kits in the stash, so now come to use. And finally, volume 41, summer 2000, and this one here covers mainly the Sea Harrier, which I've got one of them, but ties to the Harrier, and I love a Harrier. So I think those are in between £2, £4 a book. So I can't complain for that. Put those down there. Just grab my coffee. So whilst going on eBay, I've also got a little deal for 3 books. I think this was like 12 quid or something like that, but free delivery. And this is from the series Aircraft of the Aces. So this one is the Air War in the Falklands, 1982. So covering all that. The second one is Balkan Air Wars, covering from 1991 to 2000, so that's all of former Yugoslavia stuff, so it's quite varied and quite good. I want to try and replicate some of the aircraft used in sort of Kosovo and Yugoslavia, because I find that you don't see many of them. You know, like Op Deliberate Force, and that was the American intervention, and also the Brits were flying there, so it's a good reference to that. And then this one here is about the first Gulf War in 1991. So yeah, quite happy with these. Nice reference shots, nice little colour call outs of various aircraft, and indicating which squadrons took part. There's like, I think there's an order of battle in them somewhere. Find it. All is in order of battle. No, maybe not. So yeah, so I was pretty chuffed with those. It's always good reference material. I think I said in the previous video, yeah, they're not recent books, but it's happened. You know, I mean, we're not going to change much in terms of what we're going to find out about the Air1 Golf in 1991 unless stuff gets declassified, but that'll be another 30 odd years, 40 years before that happens. So that's pretty cool. I then got these two books. Now, I never heard of this company, Airmark, Media Airmark, and this is, so it's a modelling guide to the S16 Falcon, which has got some fantastic builds in it. Absolutely fantastic. There's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 builds in here. Various scales, various sort of levels of detail, and it literally is a walk and talk through the building of some very nice Falcons. So yeah, quite happy with that. And to go with it, you've also got the reference guide. So this is the various variants, operators, it goes into blocks and everything, so that's quite useful. I mean, you can get all the information on the internet, but it's nice to have it in paper form. So that's the books that I've purchased and added to my little book stash, which is growing. And kit-wise, there has been a few additions, and I've made, well, technically the purchase, well, I'm going to say I made 3 purchases, and then I've got 4, 6, 7, 8, 9 kits, which technically wasn't a purchase, but it was, and we'll start with those. So my good buddy Luke Carswell, who's got the Black Rifle Model Worx YouTube channel and Facebook page. He's a workmate of mine. He had quite a few 72nd scale kits in his stash, and Luke is a fantastic modeler. If you haven't seen his channel or his Facebook page, please go and check him out. I'll stick the links down below or in a popularity thing up here. I'll try the popularity thing. But yeah, go and check out Luke's work. It's fantastic. But his main interest is armour, and he is a very talented and gifted armour modeler, and also helicopters. So aircraft in 72nd scale, he says, well, this is his words, I'm not an aircraft modeler. Luke, when I see like your Typhoon and that Spitfire you did this month, you definitely are an aircraft modeler, but I know that you prefer doing the armour. So you wanted to get rid of Luke wanted to get rid of his 72nd scale stash, and I think it initially is going to give them to Models of Heroes to use in their therapeutic model sessions. And we got Chinwagon. I said, well, do you mind if I pop round and have a look at them, and if there's anything there that I like, I'll buy them off you and do a donation to Models for Heroes. He said, yeah, certainly. So I popped over to his and walked away with 9 kits and made a generous donation to the charity it's Model for Heroes. If you don't know them, once again, check out linky thing down below and popularity thing here. Models of Heroes, fantastic charity, do work for the veterans, so they can do therapeutic modelling sessions to help with PTSD. But not only for veterans, chatting to a few guys on various model shows, Models of Heroes also caters for the 999 emergency services, so police, fire, ambo, coast guard, lifeboat, etc. All of these guys who were exposed to quite traumatic stuff, they're happy for us to go and tag along the modelling sessions, so I think that's great. They're opening the doors to us. So it's a charity that's quite close to my heart. So we gave them some money, and as I say, I got some kits out of it. So I'll just turn around and grab some of the kits. So the first 2 kits are Airfix 72nd scale World War II birds. We've got a Messerschmitt BF 109E3. I think these were starter kits that might have been going around oldie or little relatively cheaply, but they're nice little kits. This is France 1940, so Battle of Britain time esque. So yeah, happy with that one. Another German World War II warbird, so the Focke-Wulf FW190A8. This is representing an aircraft from JG26 in September 1944, so just after D-Day. So yeah, those are those two. They're building quite nice. Well, I'm sure they build quite nicely because they're new tools, so quite keen to see how they come together. And I'm thinking that those I can do sort of on the tabletop. I don't necessarily need to have an airbrush and stuff to get a good result. Next one I got was this Revell Augusta 109 K2 Rega. Now, I already have one of these in stash. Well, it's completed actually. So I don't know if I'm going to. I might just pass this on to Models for Heroes, unless I can find some alternative decals for it, or unless I can figure out a way of representing one of the local air ambulances. Warwickshire and Northamptonshire use the Augusta 109, but they use the E-Power model, and there's quite a few differences. Notably, their aircraft has got retractable landing gear. It hasn't got sort of down bit there to do mountain rescue stuff. So, and the engines are quite different. So I don't know whether I just paint it into a Warwickshire Northamptonshire air ambulance scheme and go, nah, there's some differences, but it looks like a 109 and it's got the right colours, or whether I don't know. We'll see. Anyway, into the stash it goes. Sorry about that little camera issue. Right, so next one is this Airfix 72nd scale handy page 0400. Now this is an old toolkit. It shows when you look inside it, you can tell it's an older tool. And it's not really my sort of like area of modelling. It's RAF, so I like the RAF side of it, but World War I and rigging kind of scares me, especially in the 72nd scale. So I don't know, this one might get passed on to Models for Heroes anyway. We'll see. We'll see. Anyway, that's that one. Then there's another 4 kits which I got from Luke. Let's go with this one first. So Luke actually started this one for a group build on ISM. See, Revell 72nd scale F-18C Hornet. This is an older tool. I think it's Rebot's from a Taglieri kit. It's got raised panel lines. However, I'm thinking I might what if it. I've already done this as a little what if a while ago, which is it's an Taglieri F-16D, which I modelled when I was younger and I wasn't overly impressed, but I kind of redid it into an RAF two-tone camo, put some RAF ordnance underneath a Tyad pod on it, etc. So I might sort of go down the same route and try and what if it, maybe as a Royal Navy F-18, or maybe as an RAF F-18, or a French Marine Nationale F-18. That could be interesting, you know, if they hadn't had the Rafale and they got a Hornet instead. So that will get built. Next kit. Oops. Next kit is a Revell 72nd scale Tornado F3 ADV. Now this is a definite Rebot's of an Taglieri kit. It's the same kit as a Tamiya 72nd scale Tornado F3, which I've already built, but it's got different decals. This I'll certainly build because actually the Taglieri kit's not that bad. It's simple, it's lacking details, but it does go together okay with some dry fitting and some good basic modelling skills. And I'll probably get some aftermarket decals for them though, because the decals are a bit tired. Last 2 kits which came from Luke. They're both Tornado GR1s from Revell. I've got a few of these in the stash already. I've already got 2 in the stash plus 1 that I got second hand, which I'd already had quite a bit of work on, but I'll probably try and knock it out anyway. So those are going to stash with some Tonka projects. I think one will get out of date as a GR4 and the other one will probably stay as a GR1. So that is that in terms of the kits that Luke was getting rid of from his stash and I picked up. and so I want to thank him because that's a pretty good deal, to be honest. As I say, and we tried to do some good out of it anyway. So, regards to purchases, as I said, I wasn't really going to make any more purchases, but hard not to, isn't it? The first one I made was on Facebook Marketplace, and I saw Chappie selling this. So this is Tamiya's 1/72 scale F16C Block 50. Now this is one which comes without all the pylons, but I have got some F16s up there which I'm probably going to do showbirds, so I'll be able to nick the pylons from then. And that kit there also came with a load of aftermarket. A fair bit actually of aftermarket. First one it came with was this. I've never heard of this company. This is Modern Hobbies. I think they might have got out of business, to be honest. Let me see if I can just get into focus. There we go. Modern Hobbies. So this is an MX648 baggage pod, which the US Air Force crews use, so it could be an interesting load instead of weapons. Next one is an ALQ 188, which is a tactical training pod, which the US Air Force and I think Navy might use as well, for simulating electronic warfare situations. Once again, different load. Then we've got some JDAMs, some GBU 31s, and they look really nice. There's some nice detail on them, so yeah, that's nice bonus JDAMs. This here is an air-to-air refueling buddy pod for the US Navy. I think they're Douglas make them originally, but once again, just different loadouts rather than just bombs or missiles or showbirds. And then the last one is a lightning pod, which I've already got a fair few, but they came with the kit, so that was, in my mind, a pretty good purchase. And then I've got two kits. The first one I've got is this little thing here, which is a Revell kit again. I should buy shares in Revell. It's a 1-to-144 Apache longbow. Now, it's quite a small helicopter. And I don't really do 1-to-144 scale, but there's a reason I got this. I think I paid £3 for this off eBay. There's a reason I got this, and it's basically this little beastie thing here. So this is Revell's 1-to-144 A400M, the Atlas. This kit's out of production. They can be quite hard to find. I picked this up off Facebook Marketplace for about, I think it's 20 quid or something like that. I've seen them go for much more than that. There's some missing parts in it, in the fact that there's some missing wheels, but that's that. And it doesn't have any RAF decals. I've found RAF decals, so purchased them. They should be turning up this week. So the idea is a little dio with one of these in the back of one of these on a hard stand. That's the idea. Now, this doesn't have RF decals, sorry, RF decals, what I'm saying, British Army Air Corps decals in it, but from what I've seen in terms of research, I think you just have like Army written down the side. I don't actually think there are any roundels on it, so I'm probably going to get away with just painting it green and sticking it inside the cargo space. But I just want it to look nice and different, you know, to have it open up and have the patch in the back of it. The missing wheels, so I've contacted Revell Service Parts to see whether they can source me some wheels. I'm waiting to hear back from them. Failing that, I think there's some aftermarket ones that are due to be released at some point. And if that's not the case, we'll have to figure something out. But it's not a biggie, you know. Worst case scenario, if I can't find the wheels, I'll just build it like wheels up in flight. Maybe then try and find some N-gauge personnel which maybe look like paratroopers and stick them inside, ready as if they're going to join. I don't know, we'll figure something out, or maybe scratch some cargo in the back. Anyway, list is long and distinguished. Sorry, just bending down, picking up some stuff that I've knocked off. So that's the additions to the stash. What I'm now going to do is move the camera around, point it down at the bench, and we will go through my whip, and also my completions. So bear with me 2 minutes and I'll see you very shortly. So, work in progress. I've got a couple of kits on the go at the minute, 3 actually, and the first thing I'm working on at the moment is this. I don't know how well we're going to see it. There we go. Oopsie daisy. This is my very first figure. It's a 1/35 scale Tamiya little figure. Let me see whether we can just zoom in at all onto him. There we go. If you would. So it's from a pack that I got at a model show. It didn't cost me much, and the idea is for me to just have a little bit of a play around some figure painting. It's a challenge, to say the least. His face, I think, from sort of 3 foot rule, I'm quite happy with. I'm sort of getting there with his smock that's painted. I'm working on his trousers at the minute. I'm using Tamiya paints and I'm thinning them down, and I've got a bit of retarder in there. So I'm trying to put on thin layers to not lose any detail. So once that's done, then I need to come and pick out his equipment, his boots, and then try and get some highlights and shadows in there as well. And so yeah, it's certainly a learning curve, but I'm enjoying it, so we'll see how that goes. I've got a couple more figures to have a go with, but this is my sort of demo, shall we say. It's my trial, so we'll see how it turns out. Just let me back you out a little bit. There we go. Right, wonderful. The second thing I've got on the go is this. There we go, pop them down. So this is that Airfix FW190. I started this because on the Flory Models website at the moment there's a group build. I can't remember the exact term of it. I think it's on D-Day to the Bulge. So it's representing anything to celebrate to remember the sacrifice that was committed from D-Day all the way through to the end of the war, pretty much. So I decided to go down this route. Bearing in mind September 44, it would have seen action fighting the Allies. The kit in itself is quite nice. It's a relatively new tool kit. However, there's been some issues on it. There's quite a bit of flash for what I'd expect to be a new tool kit. There's been some fit issues as well. I had to use a little bit of filler here and there, but then nevertheless it is coming together. We'll try and get this completed so I can get into primer, and then if it's not painted before losing man cave, I can paint it by hand. So that's that. The next thing I've been working on is my little red arrow. There we go, so we'll just bring him in there. I'm quite happy with the way looking at the minute. So we've obviously been painted, gloss coated, decals are on. At the moment the only thing that I need to do and finish up is I need to mask off. Let me just grab a pointy thing, not that one, like this one. I need to mask off just here, so I can paint this flap actuator white, and I need to mask off this one so I can paint a bit white as well. Once that is done, I can get the undercarriage onto it, and then I can get it on its legs, and that'll be pretty much done. But yeah, quite happy. The decals went down quite nicely with some microsol microset. Weathering wise, I'm not going to weather it too much. The red arrows are kept pretty good condition, even though the jets are quite old, and they have got a bit of wear and tear, but at scale I don't think you're going to notice it, so it's going to be quite a simple build. So the aim is I want to get that one finished before I get kicked out of the man cave. So that's the work in progress. Completion wise, just going to bring that back here. The first thing the first thing I completed in a long time is this. There we go, just zoom you in because it's quite small. There we go. So this here is a Zvezda kit. It's a 1 to 72nd scale pack 40, I think it is, or pack 38. Don't ask me, I'm not an arm modeller, even less a World War II arm modeller. Basically got this kit free of charge at the Model Craft 2019, the Milton Keynes model show. Just knocked it up quite quickly. It's painted in Tamiya paints, and then just we've got a Vallejo matte varnish over the top. It's nothing spectacular. It's had a bit of Citadel wash on there just to grime it up, but nevertheless it's a completion. It's more of a fun build, if that makes sense. I appreciate light's not the best here, so let me just bring him up and see what. No, let me bear me 2 seconds. There we go. Just bring that light into play there. So it was never designed to be sort of an accurate representation. It was just a little bit of fun, and I had some fun building it, certainly. Yeah, so enjoy that. So that's that done. And the second work in progress, just going to have to back you out for this one. There we go, probably to about there. Sorry. The second completion, I'm losing my words here, is this guy here. So this is the Revell Augusta 109 K2 in Vega markings. I can't remember if this was originally built for a group build or something, but it's took me ages to build it, but I'm happy it's finished now. Out of the box decals, just a light weathering wash of some dark dirt from a Floria wash, gloss coat, and that's it. It's got the base underneath is a base that I built for a previous helicopter mine, so I just nabbed it for a minute to put onto there. There we go. I'll tell you what, now let's just bring him up. So cabin door is open, can't really see much into there, but to naked eye you can see there's the bed in there and the monitoring equipment. Yeah, I'm quite happy the way it's turned out. Not overly bothered. A little bit of grime on it to show it's had a hard day's work flying around the Swiss Alps, rescuing skiers, mountaineers and stuff like that. Quite happy the way it's turned out. It was a bit of a challenging build at certain points, but yeah, I really enjoyed it and quite happy with it. And I want to carry on this sort of air ambulance theme, mainly because of what I do as a job. So that is what has been on the bench recently in terms of works in progress and completions. I'm going to flip the camera back round to where I was, have a bit of chit chat, and I'll say my goodbyes. So that's what I've been doing on the bench. I say a couple of completions. I'm quite happy with the way the helicopter's turned out. It wasn't the easiest build in the world, but I'm happy with it as much as you can be. Well, not as much as you can be. There's always room for improvement, as always, but I'm happy with the result we got for it. 72nd scale kit. It's not huge. Helicopters are small anyway. Happy days. The figure is certainly a learning curve, as I said. The only figures I've done beforehand are 72nd scale pilot, so dab of flesh, green, white for the helmet, wash, into the cockpit, jobs are good. So yeah, so it's interesting. It's to bring along new sort of skills, not skills, but a new sort of facet to modelling. So hopefully I'll keep that up. Other than that, what's been happening in sort of the world of Mr. Muse models? Well, on my last update, I sort of had a bit of a, I'm not going to say a moan, a whinge, but basically I bought a kit from Carswell, which was this little thing here. So this is the Hasegawa AV8B Harrier 2 Plus, and unfortunately it turned out to be that is missing a sprue. So I put that on there thinking I'm never going to get out a sprue, bit of a waste of a kit. Oh well, you live and learn. Turns out that somebody, I think, has seen the video, who said something to somebody, and long story short, the chap who actually sold me the kit got in touch with me on YouTube. He goes by the handle Lucifer's Hammer, but it's LUC1 Fuzz Hammer, and he said, I'm really sorry. Obviously I haven't checked the kit properly for selling to you. Let me know. I'll either give you a refund, or I can have a look. I've got the sprue, I think he said. I can't remember. I said, no, yeah, he said, I can offer you a refund, or I have got the sprue and I'm happy to send it to you. So I said, oh, please send me the sprue. He found it in another Harrier box somewhere. So he shipped that over to me. So thank you, sir. You are a true gent, and reflect what modelling is about and supporting each other in the community. So if I get to see you at one of the model shows, I will stop by and say thank you to you face to face. But in the meanwhile, this is me saying thank you to you. What's on topic of that sort of like modelling fraternity and community? There's a new page which cropped up on Facebook called the Revell fan page. Martin Lamont's quite heavily involved with it, and I like my Revell kits. I think they're good bang for your buck. Not the most delicate and most intricate, and they do need some work, but I think that you can make a decent kit out of them. I'm just thinking. So the two helicopters are Revell. I've got the little Millennium Falcon which I've built. That's Airfix. Anyway, there's a few Revell kits done, and there's more to be done, obviously. So I've joined that up. I've joined up to that and put a little photo of my Revell stash onto there. I'll link it down below once again. But through that, I got chatting to a guy from Belgium called Dieter. And he said, oh, you've got a really nice stash, and amongst which you've got, what is it, the S16 MLU, which I think is the original boxing of the Revell modern 72nd scale Falcons, which are quite nice Falcons, or the European Falcons, you know, so Holland, Belgium, Holland, the Netherlands, Belgium, Denmark, and Norway. Because you've got all the bits in there to make them. And he said, oh, if ever you're not going to build it, you know, I could be interested in it. I said, well, I do want to build it, but I want to build it as the Dutch aircraft. It's the MiG Killer, because they carried 4 Rams, 2 Mavericks, 2 fuel tanks, and an EW pod underneath. I just think it's a cool loadout having the two Mavericks with the 4 Rams. So he said, oh, well, if you're not going to be using the Belgian decals, what are you going to be doing? I said, well, nothing. So he said, well, could I have them? I said, certainly. So we got to start chatting on there, and he sent me his address via Facebook Messenger, and I'm going to be sending the decals to do this scheme here. There we go. So this is the F-16 MLU from the Belgian Air Force for the 50 years of NATO anniversary, and that was at Riat in 1999. So the decals have been cut out. There they are. Got my face. So I need to get those in the posting. So Dieter, that's on the way to you, and I'm glad to help you out. And I think that reflects what the social media for me is all about, regards to this hobby. I've mentioned it before that, you know, you probably get quite isolated, especially like if you're in the Outer Hebrides or something like that, and you're doing modelling. You might not have many modellers up there, you might not have a club, so you know, at least you can come online, you can go onto Facebook, you can go onto YouTube, and there's plenty of content there from the community. And talking about that content in the community is one thing that I've started doing quite a lot recently. I'm going to give them a shout out. It's a podcast. It's called On the Bench. So they're Aussie guys, and they just sit there and waffle for about an hour and a half every 2 weeks. And I listen to that in the car because that's better than listen to, I don't know, latest Ariete Grande or something like that. But I really enjoy it. There's some banter, there's some good tips for modelling, they talk about latest releases, easy to listen to. So On the Bench, they've got a Facebook page, I'll stick it down below, and their podcast page, which I'll stick down below. So if you haven't listened to them, go and give them a go. I think they're on episode 56 or something like that. Been going for 2 years. I only found them out relatively recently. Once again, community. It's just about the community, you know, try to look at it from different angles. I say I don't necessarily have time to watch YouTube, so when I'm travelling in the car, it's a bit illegal to watch YouTube, so be frowned upon. So I can listen to a podcast. So that, I think, wraps that up. I don't think there's anything else. Nope. The Mosquito, which was on the bench, is kind of stored. That one's probably going to go back into the box. That was a pity. That was being built for, I'm sure it was being built for group build. I've completely forgotten. That's how bad I am. But yeah, so that wraps it up, guys. So I'm gonna go and heat up my coffee. It's got cold, and with that, I'm going to leave you. So if you stuck with me through all this waffle up to this point, well done. Thank you very much for sticking with me. And if you just zap through to the end, at least you're going to have the goodbyes. So I'm going to say goodbye to you guys. Please keep it modelling, keep on sharing it on various outlets of social media, and keep on growing the community. And hopefully I'll see a few of you at some model shows. And if not, I'm going to carry on watching your stuff and interacting on your Facebook pages and stuff like that. Even if I'm not putting anything out, I will be interacting on yours. So with that, happy modelling, take care, and I'll see you soon. Bye bye.